Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask. Today is Friday. It is the 9th day of April. Today is National Cherish an Antique Day. Do you have any antiques that you cherish?
I do.
What would you say it would be?
My grandmother's tea set.
If I would have written down anything in the world, that's exactly what I've written down for you. I knew that. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. National Chinese Almond Cookie Day today. Those are darn good.
I do like
love those. I cherish those as well. National Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day today. That is a good thing to recognize. National Name Yourself Day. If you're going to name yourself, Heidi, what would you name yourself? I'll let you think about it. I'll get to the rest of these. National Unicorn Day, National Winston Churchill Day, and National Day of Silence. So, back to that. What would you name yourself?
I would have probably named myself Jade. I always liked that name. Yeah.
Jade. And Jade. I would have named myself Gilligan. So you'd be listening to the Gilligan and Jade Show.
Wow.
I think the John and Heidi Show works a lot better. So I'm kind of glad we got these names. Coming up, we have Teressa Liane joining us. She's an Australian actress. She's been in a bunch of movies and TV shows. She's been on Days of Our Lives. She's been in a thing called Neighbors, another one called Vampire Diaries. Going to talk with her about a new project coming up in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A survey of 2,000 Americans shows that most people feel like they're being judged if they sneeze or cough in public these days.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It says over half, 56% feel the heat of judgmental eyes after sneezing or coughing. I'll take you one further than that. We were out to eat the other day, and it was a place where you go get food and then you bring it back. So I had stuff in both hands. And I had a little cough.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, how do I do this without dumping food or drink all over the place? And you were like, you okay? I was like, I'm fine. I just because I had this thing, it was trying to come out. I could not wait to set my food down to cover my mouth and cough. I was like, I have people staring at me like, what is wrong with you? Well, I had a cough and I had my hands full. That's what was wrong with me. A new poll says half of Americans will not attend live sporting events yet. So, and some of them is probably because of, concerns, and others because they're people that are upset with different sporting events. I was going to
say, a lot of them is probably, I don't intend to attend.
Yeah, so it's for a variety of reasons. I do have a link to that poll and the other in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Police say that a drunk driver caught during doing burnouts in a parking lot had his car impounded. Police say they heard a driver driving erratically directly above the police station at 2:30 in the morning.
That's not smart, is it?
Patrols went to investigate and saw a large amount of smoke and the smell of burnt rubber inside the car park. Police, that's what they call the parking lot. I just want to make sure you understand.
In England.
They went to a multi-story car park. Police stopped a green Holden Commodore, must be a vehicle. Anyway, 42-year-old man was in there. They breath tested him. Turns out he was twice the legal limit. His license was suspended for 6 months. Right there on the spot, his car was impounded for 28 days, and he gets to go to the magistrate court and get in trouble there, too. It's a bad idea. Do not drink and drive. Ever, ever, ever.
Well, and especially not, if
you're going to do
by
it,
a police station.
Don't do it above the police station, but
right.
Don't do it anywhere.
Well, no,
I
agree.
You get caught, and that is what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. A new report claims that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's neighbors have moved out of their home. So they're like upset with all the new attention and all the stuff that's going on in their neighborhood. They're like, we just need to get out of here. Can you even imagine? Imagine living in a peaceful, quiet neighborhood, and all of a sudden Meghan Markle and Prince Harry move in, and you've got like a media circus out front of your house every day, people camped out on your lawn. That would be really hard to get used to.
I don't know if I would want them for neighbors, period.
Well, I know our neighbors they were really concerned when we moved in next
yes,
door.
because of all of the attention.
We had paparazzi sneaking around the neighborhood. Okay, we had none of that. I'm really glad we don't have that. That would be really bad.
That. I would not enjoy that at all.
Elizabeth Hurley is back in the news.
Oh, I liked her.
I liked her too, but she's going a little bit crazy, I think.
Oh, no.
Elizabeth Hurley shared a nude barnyard photo to squash rumors that she will soon be appearing in a Waltons-type reality show with her son. What?
Okay.
What? So they're claiming that she posted that photo because it would get more attention, and she wanted to make sure people knew that, hey, we're not doing that.
Okay.
All right. That's one way to do it. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. This story, this first one, is written very poorly.
Okay.
I'm going to read it word for word the way they have it. You tell me. Maybe I'm just reading it weird.
Okay.
Even with some limitations still in place, a lot of activities Californians haven't been able to enjoy for most of the past year are suddenly within reach as the state begins reopening more widely. Couldn't you have written that a whole lot better?
Well, it's very wordy.
It's just...
But it makes sense.
It does make sense. It's just worded so weird. Why not just say, hey, they're going to loosen things up here real soon?
Yeah, it's very wordy.
It just seemed like I had to read it 4 times to understand. What did I just read? So anyway, there you go. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 2 horses got out. They were tied up. They got out and tied up traffic and led police on a slow-speed horse chase. So that's kind of interesting. The horses are fine, by the way. So that's the good news.
Remember that one time we were driving and there were like every 10 feet or whatever was another dead
donkeys, I think, as we were driving. Yeah, like I have no idea what happened, but we're driving along and I think there were maybe 5 of them total, 4 or 5 of them.
It was insane.
And it was in
on the side of the road.
It was in a rural part of the country, but we're driving along, and even as rural as that was, you don't expect to see dead donkeys laying on the road.
No, and they had been there a while. They were like all stiff.
What is going on with the donkeys?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
That was probably 10 years ago, and I still, every once in a while, if I'm ever back in that area and I go through that neighborhood, that part of the area, I still will think of that.
Yeah, it was
just so random.
It was so bizarre.
Very random. A Georgia man who got into a fist fight with his boss after quitting his job at an auto repair shop received his final paycheck, but he got it in cash. $900 worth of greasy pennies.
Oh, that's funny.
That's one thing. Do not upset the boss before you get your final paycheck. Just a tip for you. Scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of RadioSavings.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today is Teressa Liane. She's been in a bunch of fun things like Neighbors, The Vampire Diaries, Days of Our Lives. Tell me a little bit about your new project that you're doing right now. It's called His Killer Fan. It's a TV movie on Lifetime.
It was lots of fun. It's just a really cool twist on the thriller. So my character is Kaylee. She, it really kind of centers around her and her friendship with Ariana, who is played by Brooke Butler. And they've basically been childhood friends, you know, forever. And they've both just gone on very different paths in life. So Ariana is, you know, wanting to become a professional musician, but she finds herself sort of stuck in her hometown and not really sure how to get out, and the frustration with that is something you see. Whereas Kaylee has gone off to study at med school and become a doctor, but due to family tragedy, she finds herself back in the hometown reconnecting with her friend.
So it sounds like a scary movie, but was it a fun project to be a part of?
It is. I feel like sometimes these kind of, when it's got those sort of themes, people sort of take things a little further than they would with, just letting it be fun. So I think we were filming in Atlanta, and it was winter, so we were all freezing, but we started in about 2 weeks, I think it was. So I think that idea of needing to just pull together and get something, get it made and do really well, I think there was something really bonding about that. So cast, crew, everyone really got along, and, there was just this really cool, almost like family vibe on set where we really just enjoyed each other's company.
I absolutely love your accent. Where are you originally from?
Thank you. I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
But most of your characters that you play have an American accent, not an Australian accent.
I find that most of my work, really, it's either with a US accent or some form of an English or British accent. So it's definitely, I think some people find that it's a little bit of a surprise when they realize that I'm actually Australian.
But that's really cool. Now, you do such an amazing American accent that people probably do get shocked when they find out, wait a minute, what is this? Where did this come from?
Oh, thanks.
How long have you worked on the American accent? Is that something that was hard to do?
For me, not really, but I think it's because we get so much TV and film here in Australia, and we're watching it from such a young age that I think your ear just sort of develops to it a little.
Yeah.
So I was lucky in that I kind of started with a pretty good understanding of it. I definitely took classes and worked on it to really fine-tune it and make sure that it was, something that I felt confident in going into a room with other Americans, not feeling like I was, going to be caught out in any way or called on something, like not sounding right. So I really wanted to make sure that I had that as a skill. So
you've
many years of studying.
Well, you've done an amazing job. You did a very good job. Now, let's talk about some of these other projects, because you've had an amazing career, and you're still just a youngster, but you've got Neighbors, a TV series that did well, The Vampire Diaries TV series that did really well, and also a bunch of other things on the list here, but one of the others is Days of Our Lives, Last Blast Reunion, and that's another thing that's kind of a mini-series, but that's a Days of Our Lives. That's a name that's been around for many, 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 many years. What was it like being a part of that project?
Yeah, it was. Firstly, even just getting it was one of those surprise kind of phone calls. It's just one of those shows that it's been around for decades, and you just get used to it being something that you know of, and it just seems like this other entity that, could never be something that you go and be a part of. But stepping into it, and also on the stages, just everyone was really super welcoming, and also kind of gave me little bits of history of different shows that had been recorded there. Like their studios over in Burbank, in California, are just basically they've been filming on the same stages for all these years. So you walk down these hallways and you think of all the people that have been there, and some of them are still there and are loving their jobs. So it was just a really cool vibe there, and I think there was something about the actors, just the way that they really kind of encouraged me to just take on this character and just have fun with it. It was amazing.
That is fantastic. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with us. We appreciate it a bunch.
Thank you.
Again, our guest today has been Teressa Liane, and I've got a link to all of her information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first computer was invented in the 1940s. Yeah. These days, supercomputers are everywhere. They fit in your pocket.
Yeah, they do.
They don't take up much space. Well, the originals took up a whole lot of space. So, you see here, supercomputers first came around. They needed much more space. Take a look at the first one, the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, ENIAC. And it took up like an entire room.
Yeah, we can't see the pictures.
Well, I'm not showing you a picture.
You said take a look at the first computer.
But I mean, I mean, if you just look at
We
that
can't
first,
see that.
I'm going to hold it up to the microphone. Does that help? There is no picture. I'm just saying, if you look at the first computer, it was really big. It took up a whole room. We'll move on. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, brought to you by radiotravelgroup.com. Dateline Russia. A Russian farm is experimenting with putting virtual reality headsets on cows.
Why?
I don't know. To give the cows different experiences to see if it produces different amount of
better
milk.
tasting milk or something.
So that's kind of an interesting idea. So like, oh, hey, these cows were out surfing and they produce more milk.
Surfing.
I don't know what you would do with a virtual reality thing, but and if they just put them in different places.
Maybe they put a virtual reality thing on that makes them think they're in a field, even though they're in a teeny tiny, miserable little cage.
See, I didn't even think of that. I have no idea. I've got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A group of 3 teenagers were caught on video stealing vessels of holy water from a church in Lincoln.
Why?
In Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln police officer Aaron Speichler says thieves took vats of holy water and the tool used to sprinkle holy water during Mass. For whatever reason, officials estimate the stolen items at about $200 in value. Police hope to use the video of the theft to identify the juveniles who are involved. So then maybe they can ask them.
I wonder what they wanted it for.
Just maybe because they thought it'd be cool. I have no idea. But
They're fighting vampires.
Oh, see, I never thought of that. I wonder if you should tell the police in Lincoln that. Let them know. Hey, check and see where vampires hang out, because that's probably where you'll find these kids. They are. You find the vampires, and you will find these kids.
You'll find your criminals.
Probably not helpful. Just in case. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. A Florida man allegedly caught in the act of peeping into a woman's window is a bit worse for the wearer after he tried to get away. They got a call about a guy creeping around homes in the Fort Myers area. When they rolled up to the scene, they found 40-year-old Hugo Topti Alcatraz with his hands cupped around his eyes looking through the window. His face was pressed up against the glass. Then he took off running. He didn't get far. He was cuffed and taken to the hospital for what they describe as minor injuries. His mugshot shows a big bandage strapped across his head and scratches on his face. Charged with voyeurism for secretly observing the victim, where she had reasonable expectations of privacy. He's also charged with resisting officers without violence and loitering or prowling. So, there you go. What in the world?
Not good, not
good. Why would you do that? I just don't get that.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know why he was doing it.
Well, but you don't do that. You just don't do that. It's today's Moment of Duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, here's your first one, or I guess it's the only one. Here's your place for today.
Alrighty.
Shadow Creek, North Las Vegas, Nevada. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'll say that one is a rehab center.
This golf clap is for somebody else.
Really?
It's a golf course. So for those of you who guessed golf course, you were correct. Heidi, thanks for playing.
No clap for you.
No clap for you. Golf course or rehab, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. This is just kind of a cool story right here. A state trooper surprises a 9-year-old boy with some really cool shoes. This happened in Delaware. 9-year-old boy there got a brand new pair of sneakers designed by Golden State Warriors star Stephen Curry. Trooper Joshua Morris often plays basketball against youth in the area who challenge him. In a recent video of Morris, it went viral with the help of his biggest fan, a 9-year-old, Rakir Allen. And this kid that's 9 years old, he's a tall kid. He's a big kid.
Okay.
And now he's got some darn cool shoes too. So this is just a great. Because he didn't have good shoes.
Oh, he didn't have shoes.
Yeah, he said his charisma, his character. He said, I just loved it. It says it just reeks through his pores, and I absolutely loved it. So he got in touch with the kid's mom and said, hey, would you mind if I surprised him with a pair of shoes? And she's like, that's cool. So the video is going viral because of you, he said to him. You know that, right? You are the best hype man ever. So this little kid is awesome. I have a link to the video. It is pretty cool to see. And this little 9-year-old he's a little taller now wearing these cool shoes, Heidi.
That's sweet.
And I think it's just the neatest thing ever. And this officer in the video, he's playing basketball with this kid in his full uniform with his belt on, with all the stuff on, everything.
I love those videos. You see a lot of those when you look for them.
I just think it's really neat.
Unfortunately, you have to go dig them out because
I have a link to this one. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Super easy to find. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.